um, who are selling EX. Good people. I've spent the last couple of weeks working quite closely, just doing like large end user testing on the DAP, which they're doing direct sales. Yeah,
Okay, Chris, your voice is a bit, it's lagging or the network is not good. Can you try moving into a better network area? Hey, Chris, I cannot hear you still. Can you move into a better network area or maybe change the microphone? I don't know.
Microphone should be all right. It's like an inch away from my face.
Okay, with the network.
Is that any
Okay,
better?
yeah, it's better.
Is
Also,
it
you can try.
better?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's better.
Yeah. This is the building in that. Um.
Mhm.
So yes, we kind of launched. So I've been working with Paul of Prolific pretty closely for the last couple of weeks, just doing last mile testing of the DAP, the EXD app, and
Mhm.
that went live yesterday, I think, maybe Friday. I think Friday. So there's actual USDT in there, so you can sell your you can you can exchange your EX tokens for LCDs. I think they're called lowest carbon denominators, and and then you can sell them for actual dollars. So there's a pretty low limit right now per person or per wallet. It's like $15 worth or something. Um, but so yeah, that's really good. It's a great product, EX.
Mhm.
Uh, yeah, so there's an inaugural, there's an hello Nishant, there's an inaugural fund, which is I think going to be about $10,000
Mhm.
initially, to uh, which will be like the first jurisdictional. So we've already got a letter of accreditation from AACID, the Arab African, some part of the some part of the United Nations.
Okay.
And we will be, yeah, so that first $10,000 will be like an inaugural fund which will get patriated into carbon credits in some jurisdiction. Um, and we're just sort of ramping up from there, really.
Okay.
That's about it since last week, pretty much. It's been hectic trying to get
Okay.
that out. It's a pain. Yeah,
Yeah.
I made one
Uh,
mistake, and I tried to, I forgot to give myself a role on one of the contracts. When I updated one of the contracts, that caused absolute total total chaos. Broke my wallet. It was weird. I got to wait for the blockchain to forget all the transactions. Doesn't matter particularly. But, I was so tired. It was quite frustrating. I
do
was
we
just like,
have
no. But yeah, Paul's
do
really
we
pleased. He's able to start ramping up sales, which is the
Mhm.
the main thing, really.
Okay. Uh, Do we also have any update on the smart contracts that we talked in the last AMA?
Oh yeah, that's true. So, Harsh Patel, who is our sort of outsourced long-term partner, outsourced contract genius, has built the framework for all the new Chrysalis tokens, the NFTs and all
Mm-hmm.
of that stuff. He's done the basic framework, um, and then there will be the new contracts are somewhat tidier than the other ones were,
Mm-hmm.
a bit easier to keep track of. Yeah. So he's just working on that. He's going to push through another commit today, which that'll be about 2/3 of the contracts done. And
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, nearly
Mm-hmm.
there. It should happen pretty rapidly. So what's really been going on in the last 5 weeks or so is uh is we've been building as well as getting EX out, we've been building like a tech
Mm-hmm.
platform, so developing our own in-house right sort of toolings specific to our needs. So rolling out Chrysalis is going to be somewhat lower friction than rolling out EX was, because we have all the tools. Sorry, I'm tired because we have all the tools. We have our own
Mm-hmm.
suite of in-house tools. It's gonna be nice. It's gonna be fun. So yeah, we're getting there.
Nice. And how far do you think are we from launching the first version of Chrysalis?
Well, I have an absolutely hard deadline of the beginning of November. Uh, so everything is focused towards that.
Uh-huh. Okay. That's nice. So the community can start seeing a lot of
Okay.
things, not any updates from the first week of November or the second week of November.
So yeah, what will probably happen is the contracts will be developed live and deployed. Then we'll
Mm-hmm.
start doing the migration. So auditing each project's NFTs and rewards and that whole structure, and transferring them over project by project to
Mm-hmm.
um we'll do that the same way we migrated EX. So we will the NFTs will be migrated into a staked, so we'll mint new NFTs, right? And then we'll stake them for you. So, and we'll
Mm-hmm.
backdate, you're right. So we'll set it up so that it's essentially in the same state as it was before. And so what will happen is the rewards will like continue to be issued as of whatever block number it is from a couple of months ago. It would more or less just carry on going exactly the same as it was before.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's nice to hear. So everybody's rewards are free.
Yay!
Yes. I think a lot of people have been. Nice. And
Yeah, it's
what do
been
you
a
think
bit.
about private fees?
Go on, sorry, Nishant.
What do you think about the royalties?
So this is I think a question of terminology that it is of anything else. So the as you were kind of saying last week, fundamental point is to create a movement, right, of the people of so NFT holders and um the sort of reward holders this project. within each project are obviously there's some passive people, but really we're talking about a movement to support. There's a couple of things to it, but primarily for me is the ensuring that the real world assets, ensuring that the commodities, be they gold, oil, whatever farm produce, whatever the projects are doing, to
Mm-hmm.
ensure that a healthy amount of the profit of those businesses
Mm-hmm.
in the countries that right that actually own the assets in the first place, right, from where they come from. Um, so that's the primary movement, that alongside and sort of democratization of access to making money from these, right? So which is normally just reserved for big business and large institutions. So you've got those two sides to it.
Mm-hmm.
What then? So the right, there are various mechanisms that the whole sort of the whole mechanism, right? The entire token, in fact, not just the tokenomics, but also the business model, right? And the um the the structure of the community is designed to create long-term stable growth in the reward token value. Right now,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, we know that, yeah, that kind of stuff. But that's
Makes sense.
yeah, that's fundamentally the design of it, right? Uh, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a good design. It is like it's truly well put together. So the one aspect of promoting that stable growth
Mm-hmm.
is the scheme is some of the profit of our road projects,
Mm-hmm.
right? So however that wants to be described as royalties or RWAs or however it wants to describe, that's really the right, that's the business model for it.
Yes, makes sense.
So, oh, there's a
Do
chat.
you
Let's have a look at chat.
do you also have any
Damn,
sneak peek?
I'm worried about Chris. Yeah, I want to go on a silent retreat. It's true. I can't really see. My eyes are so tired. I can't read the screen. Hang on.
Don't
View
worry,
all
get
metrics you need. No, that's an advert.
don't worry. I'll get all the
2/3. Yeah,
questions.
we're about 2/3. Go on.
Can you also give our community members any sneak peek into the current assets or any new assets upcoming into the system?
So, I don't really have much info on that. I know that obviously again, so the impact of the TRU went all the way through the business. So I've got um I got a bunch of videos from Roy, who is on site, I think in Utah, and they're moving an actual oil well, um, which is it's kind of relevant. So the projects are like the project. Imagine the projects were actually for because there was no cash to pay the staff, right? For some of the obviously some of the projects carried on going, right? But some of them had to literally stop because the So they're being kickstarted, which is taking Roy an enormous amount of effort because it was, right, when you stop something, it's difficult to start it up again anyway, but this was stopped, right? It was just stopped, emergency ceased. So there's issues there which are causing starting out to be uh, a bit complex.
Hmm?
Um,
Makes sense.
yeah, there's another. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it really, like, literally. Well, I shouldn't say that. Yeah, literally, they literally couldn't pay people, right? Like, Click can't pay people, so it got created a massive problem. And everybody got what they need eventually, but it was just complicated. There is at least another new project coming online. Uh, like that's putting a lot of pressure to have the thing up and running for the beginning of November. Is that new project
Hmm?
which has come through Promax United?
Okay.
Uh, stuff it, and it's like I work in the same office as in the same building as Promax United. I go and meet Promax United, like, to speak to them and chat and have a coffee. Do you know what I mean? So uh,
Okay, got it. Can I also request you that in one of these AMAs, the AMAs that we are having, can we request Roy's presence here?
yes, yes. Give me. I need like a month to organise that because his agency is super busy. And uh, yeah, like in a month, yeah, it should be fine. Let's uh, let's get Chrysalis up uh, and sort of rolling, and EX by then should be rolling in money, and then we should be in a good position, a good position to ask him to come and stay. He won't stay long, but he'll come and stay 10 minutes, yeah, and have a chat.
Got it. Yeah, thank. I'll move on to the next part of AMA where we are answering community questions. I will
Thank
also be taking questions from the comment section later on, but for the people who have already posted their comments in the past few days, let's go on to that. So the
Yeah.
first question is, will the new token be connected to real world assets like the old tokens? And what will happen to our current token holdings? Will they also be attached to RWA?
So yeah, this is right. So the business model is, and what we'll be doing over the next sort of 6 months is really rolling out stuff to empower the community, right? So the point is to create stable growth and it always has been, right? Long-term stable growth in the reward token value, right? Market cap and price, right? So the the yes, one aspect of that long-term growth is the continual burning of.
Unable to hear you, Chris. Um, Chris, you are inaudible to us right now. I think, guys, Christopher is having some technical difficulties. So let's give him to a couple of minutes and then we continue in the same AMA space.
Okay, how about now? Is this better?
Perfect. It's more better. Yeah.
Yeah, great. Okay, I've only got 9% battery, but that should be fine for the rest of the AMA. So, right, so the point of the design of the whole organization, it is an innovative structure, is to create long-term stable growth, right, in the reward price, right? So the an integral part of that is
Mhm.
the burning mechanism that happens right on the basis of the profit made by organizations um, that are part of the project, right? That are part of the movement. So organizations join, they buy NFTs, and actually part of that deal then is that they're putting in uh, their right. They buy back.
Mhm.
They burn tokens with the profits of the projects that they contribute within the movement,
Yeah.
right? So that's always going to be there, yeah, for sure.
Okay. Makes sense. And even the current tokens, I think they will be swapped to the new tokens and they still get attached to the real world assets, right?
Say that again. Sorry, Nishant.
The current tokens that the community is holding, I think these will be swapped with the new tokens of the new system and is again connected to the assets, right?
Yes. So we'll do the migration. We'll either use the existing ERC20 tokens for the rewards. Probably
Mm-hmm.
not. We'll probably use the new ones. So people's balance will just get migrated over onto the new reward tokens.
Okay, makes sense. The another question is the new system, will the new system be royalties burned back? Because DLG was earlier attached to gold, but was later voted for royalties.
So yeah, again, this is basically the same issues with the same question we've just answered. Um, so
Unable to hear you again, Christopher. Um, in the meanwhile, guys, you are requesting to become a speaker, but we have limited slots for speakers, so you can put down all your questions in the comment section. I cannot make you speakers on this AMA session. Yes, some of you have commented that you cannot hear. Even I cannot hear Christopher right now. I think he's having some network issues. I think like earlier, he will get back to us in a couple of minutes.
Is this any better?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Okay, I disconnected the VPN. Maybe it was that. I don't know. So I was just saying we will look to make to have more interactive sessions, right? Just give us a few weeks to get. So obviously we need to plan that if we're gonna, right, because of the sort of inherent chaos of having of having many people speaking from the community. But we are doing it. I'm pushing for that. It's really important for people to be able, for us to be able to exchange. So we'll get there. That's what I was saying. And Nishant will be helping plan all of that and get it going.
Hey
Definitely.
guys, are you able to hear me?
Hi,
Hello.
Alex.
Hello. Hello everybody.
Um, so I will go back again to the first part of the AMA where if Alex, you have any updates about Chrysalis for the community or even the Earth Exchange now, if you can shed some light. Yeah.
Yeah, I think many people have been asking EEX, so Nishant, we're just going to keep it separated from obviously the Chrysalis chat, so there'll be a Telegram channel, I think, Nishant, and an Instagram, and so we'll try and funnel news as it comes out there, and keep this channel for Chrysalis. I mean, important updates from last week. Nothing hugely significant.
Mhm.
Other than we've brought a few more discussions with a few more countries actually, which I guess is good news. Guinea-Bissau have after a few discussions have agreed to also donate some of their land. We're just going through right now the survey of the land that is being offered.
Mhm.
A carbon rights agreement has been drawn up, so that will be the fourth country to bring carbon offset with their forests, which is great. I say it tentatively because it's not been executed yet. It's been a verbal, so that's good. The carbon rights agreement is getting drawn up for them. Just a bit of information, guys, on how we, if you'd like, while we're discussing it, on how we determine how much carbon we move into EEX. There's some of you probably already know this, but I'll just highlight it. So the carbon rights agreement takes only 10%. What we do is once the land is donated, we look at the type of land, whether it's sea, whether it's mangrove, whether it's exotic forest, and we apply a UNFCCC, which is the United Nations Framework for Climate Change. They have C1 through to C10, which are categories of types of land and how much they sequester approximately. And the reason we only take 10% is 90% is still left. So all of the projects that are coming on, there is still 90% left that can be, audited properly. And when I mean properly, I mean, geologically, people will go in and actually properly take the full 100%. So the 10% really is just there to ensure that we're integral. Because even if we're 90% off, we're
Mhm.
still 100% accurate. And that's really the point of Earth Exchange and why we take the 10%. So yeah, that's I guess some news for EEX. In terms of Chrysalis, I think Christopher is best suited to discuss it from a launch time. I do know that the contracts, most of them have been drawn up. There are a few, and I think Christopher is working very hard to make sure that we're as near as we can to the end of the month. Chris, are we still on track with that? How are things going?
Oh, I think so.
Great.
Yeah, Harsh is just doing Harsh is pushing out the next sort of phase of development. So we've got all the fundamental structure in place, like like the tooling for deploying each project's NFTs and each project's reward token. Today he's pushing out the actual rewards calculator, right, which is quite complex. I mean, for a smart contract, it's not really particularly complex code. And then there's just one other bit, obviously, which will be the kind of pushing into Chris token and connecting that up to, what are they called? Gate.io? Something, anyway, whatever the exchanges that we're listing on.
Yeah, exactly.
Gateway.io, maybe?
Gate.io. Gate.io, yeah. We've consolidated everything into Gate.io, which is a good exchange. And I think we discussed before, the reason for that consolidation, guys, is just liquidity. All the liquidity will be put in one place. And yeah, we do need a bit of time, because a lot of exchanges, you need the history, you need the volume, which we're obviously looking to pick up with the launch of Chrysalis. So we're going to continue, as opposed to going to more exchanges for the sake of it. We're keeping on Gate.io, and we're going to look to obviously increase the tier as and when we can. So it is something we're just thinking about. We're discussing internally how to do that. A lot of it will be user-based marketing. There's a whole heap of factors that are needed in order to get onto a tier one exchange. Kraken, Binance, Bitfinex, whatever it may be, OKX. These are some on our radar, and we look to try and get there as soon as we can. And yeah, so right now we're on Gate.io, and that will be moved to Chrysalis, Chris token. So that will launch. We've been in discussions with Gate, submitted quite a lot of documentation, which has gone well. So looking forward to the launch.
Moving on to the second part again of our AMA, I'm still having a lot of questions from the community. The next question is, are the new projects community owned? Do the NFT holders get to vote for changes?
So, I mean, that's an interesting question. Again, I think what we're going to look to do is I can't say exactly what, because I don't know, right? But we will open up discussions, and we will look to where we can find further involvement with the community as around the project. So we'll have to see exactly how that pans out. It's quite complex, and like the different projects, and in fact each individual each individual source within each project are different, right, and have different contractual scenarios. So it will just be we'll look, but certainly, yeah, we'll look to increase that, and we'll be discussing that with the community as we go forward.
The next, I think, more from the legal perspective, is RWA token a security token?
No, is the short answer. So what we do, as everybody knows, is essentially sell software. Our license here in Dubai, it's not something that goes straight in. Obviously, it gathers rewards based on staking the NFT. The license we have in the UAE is licensed to, number one, move anything over a network, whether that's money, whether that's items, whether that's software, and to run an NFT marketplace, which is essentially what we do. So no, it's not a security token. It's a non-fungible token that you stake to generate rewards.
Got it. The next question is, what is the status of Ghana project? Is it producing royalties? Like, I think basic updates on the
Which project, sorry?
The Ghana project.
Do you mean, well, we've got quite a lot of projects in Ghana. We have Grow, which is a soybean farm. We've also, I don't think I'm out of turn discussing this, but there are plans that some of you may or may not know about cacao. So the company has, which will come under Grow because it's considered agricultural. That's in movement. We also have, as a lot of you know, we've been granted the first onshore exploration and export license, which happened several months ago, which we had a big launch and discussion and AMA about. And we also have the gold mines as well, as everyone knows, in Ghana as well. So there's quite a lot going on in Ghana. In terms of like specific details of the businesses and those functioning, I do know that Shad has arrived late this evening back in.
Alex, you're inaudible.
Disappeared. It's back in Dubai. So Shad has arrived late this evening in Dubai,
That's nice.
and we'll be obviously, without going into detail, but we're going to have Shad specifically, personally, is going to be able to deliver pretty solid laser focus on.
I think I'm back now.
Hello.
Yeah, sorry, you lost me, I think. But yeah, I could overhear. So I think next week, what we'd like to do, guys, and again, you know, we're going to keep doing these as we've said to do these podcasts. One of the ideas, it would be good if you know, maybe want to reply now. If we look at each project, let's say, for example, we look each week to focus on one project to discuss, have open AMA with all of us. Shad certainly, as you guys know, been on the ground in Ghana and really driving that projects forward, as has Roy in Oklahoma. So I think if we focus, let's say, perhaps next week, if you guys let Nishant know what one for you would be good, and we can start periodically doing them next week. Starting from next week, look at each project, give you guys some more firmer updates on how those projects are doing.
Let's pick one. Let's pick BGLD because I know that, right? Because I know Roy's like on the ground working on that right now, and then people, right? And so we'll just pick that now, and whatever people want to know about it, send that through to Nishant, and we'll. Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
So yeah, and then we can have a focus, guys, on each of the projects. You can all get, you know, thorough updates from both Shad and Roy, who are on the ground. As Chris said, I think Roy's right now with the oil wells in Oklahoma, so he'll have some fresh news on that as well. So that can be a good start.
Yay!
That's
cool.
So
yeah, any other further questions, Nishant?
the next question is.
Sure, there's lots.
Yeah, lots. The next question is, will we be able to see the royalties flow? I think it's more about the.
I guess so. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they're going to start to come online. And I think, you know, that would be, again, where we can take a core focus on each of the projects. So we can, that can be one of the questions next week for BGLD. and we can give you some affirmative answers on when they're going to start to be online. As you guys know, it wasn't just our Web3 business. The TRO affected all of the ground projects as well. So we've still kept going, and there were, obviously some previous issues with that in terms of the TRO. So yeah, they are coming back online. And in terms of the royalties and numbers, I think we can leave each of them for the specific project discussions and podcasts next week.
That's good to hear. I think the next question is not more of a question, but it's like, why are we not having community engagement while we are changing tokenomics for the Chrysalis? Because I think earlier the community used to vote for the tokenomics.
Tokenomics have always really been the same, which is, they were changed over from synthetic mining to staking NFTs as rewards last year. But they do remain the same. The tokenomics haven't changed. We've just swapped out debt for Chris.
Yes. And just to be clear, there is no reason for us to change anything. But sure, if there is, we'll certainly make it clear what's going on in the community. Yeah.
Absolutely. So no change in the tokenomic logic. It remains the same. NFTs are staked. They generate rewards. And then obviously the royalty flows, most of them are 10%. Those flow into the secondary market to increase liquidity. So yeah, no change in the tokenomics. And certainly no discussions internally about changing them. If we are going to change them, then yeah, absolutely, we'll be vocal about it in our chats. But no changes in the tokenomics.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question is, will that micro license continue to mine even after Chrysalis transition, or it will be swapped for Chrysalis?
Yeah, they'll be swapped over.
Okay.
Yeah. So we've taken essentially a snapshot of everybody's rewards, what they would have been accumulating while the system is being swapped over. All of those will be honored in the new platform, and they'll keep then generating rewards as and when it's up and running. So all the ones that would have been coming have been mapped and snapshotted. So they will, once we've got the new platform, they will update, so people will, it will be like you're still getting rewards, even though that's it's not actually happening. It's being monitored.
Um, if the tracking and burn mechanism is still.
I'm
Do you know what
struggling
that
to
is,
hear you.
Alexander? Will the trust buying and burning mechanism still work in the new system? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's going to be the same. It's literally the same.
Yeah, exactly. Each of them, some have 6 months, some are quarterly, but yes, they will have the buy and burn function.
I think the royalties will also work in the new system as well. The same.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, they will.
Correct.
Yes, they will.
Okay. We have some.
Launch of Chrysalis. Go on.
We have some straight away questions from the community. Give us the dates for launch of Chrysalis and mining of legacy projects and rewards.
So the
Christopher, you're inaudible.
I didn't hear the question, actually. It seemingly have a little bit of a bad line.
Yes, I don't know. I blame Twitter.
So we are looking like, you guys give any launch dates for Chrysalis the mining of legacy projects and rewards.
So
So they'll look. Go on. Sorry, Chris. You go for it.
that's all right. I don't mind. You go for it.
No, it's probably a better question for you.
So the contracts will be up and live right by the start of November, and then we will go through each project and audit the state of the contracts and transfer the whole kind of state over from block whatever it is on the old contracts from like 2 months ago. It's all been published. So we'll transfer that, and the first one will take a while, and then they'll obviously get quicker and quicker, and we'll just pull all the data across into the new contracts. I think it's relevant to say here the liquidity, which we all know where it is. It's very clearly published. The wallet's sitting there. So as we mentioned last week, we're going to obviously the whole point of the projects is to promote long-term stable growth. So the liquidity will sort of be brought to bear piece by piece as we move forwards. Right, I think that makes sense to everybody. Yes, that's it. So yeah, so beginning of November, the contracts will be live, and then we'll start rolling migrating the data across over the next 2 weeks.
So we start from the beginning of November, and the whole month will be a timeline for the transition slowly.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah.
Do we have any new projects? Or maybe even Alex can answer.
Yeah.
Just why you don't.
Yeah, you can answer that one. We've got.
Could you repeat the question, Nishant?
Do we have any new projects in the roadmap? Do we have any dates for the launch of new projects?
So yes, is the short answer. We will certainly air it as and when it's coming to fruition. But yes, there is a potential, let's say, new project coming very soon.
Yeah, we just discuss it.
And I don't, yeah, I don't want to let the cat out the bag right now. But yes, there is a new project that has been given over from Promax, our partner. It's very, very interesting. It's not been done before, but very, very interesting indeed. It's also in Africa. It's a country that have been a partner of theirs, and very exciting, very interesting, and potentially extremely valuable to everybody. So that's what I will say. There have been not just discussions, papers have been drawn up, analysis is being made, auditing's being done. And it looks like we'll take it on board. And the reason I'm not saying it affirmatively is although there's been plans drawn up, if we do officially take it on board as a new project, it has some perhaps different ways of doing things. And that's why I'm not being clear, because it may, although it will have and be part of obviously our company and business, because of what it is, the tokenomics perhaps may be slightly different. If that is the case, then although being part of Chrysalis, it will function slightly differently. And the reason for that is its variability. So I hope that I'm not being too cloak and dagger about it. I just think that once we've all agreed that it's going to be a project that we're moving on, we'll certainly let everybody know.
Definitely.
If that's fair to say. So I just did not want to answer the question. So I gave as much as I felt I could without being without overstepping, saying something that may or may not happen. But certainly, it's certainly looking good.
Okay. So there might be a new project coming to Africa with high probability, let's say that.
Exactly. And, guys, we're right now, it's great to have new projects. It's exciting right now. Most of our efforts, and as you know, we've just launched EEX. We don't want to overspread ourselves. So there's been a lot of time, and as you can imagine, focus, and I would imagine for the community, a lot of that energy is being put in to get us back up and running with the new platform. So there's also that to consider as well. We are people and not robots, so we're focusing on making sure right now that Chrysalis is up and running, and obviously EEX, which has been relatively new. There's a lot of time, resources, and focus and effort on making those back up and running, ready. So that also comes into play.
Another question is, will there be any usage of dead tokens in the new system, because view boxes will not be used? The dead tokens will be swapped. So
That was cut out for me, so I didn't
Nor
actually
did we
hear the
argue
question.
this.
Something about VBox, which we're not moving with in the new platform. That's all I got, I think.
okay. And the dead tokens,
How do you mean?
I
I don't know, not sure.
the only usage of dead tokens will be swapped with the crystal.
They'll be swapped over. I think if I heard you right, it's cutting out quite a bit, but that will be swapped over to Chris. So anyone that has that is able to swap it, and obviously all the NFTs will be on the new platform with the same rewards, but obviously from a different contract and different system.
Makes sense.
But that basically on the Chrysalis platform will have no utility whatsoever, other than it being swappable and honored for rewards that people had from the previous platform of debt.
Okay, for sure. The another next question, which I've also been seeing a lot in the Telegram group as well, on Discord as well, actually, is will Chrysalis be offering a swap out of the four former Deckbox projects, which is Wave, Rev, Blox, and Drip, into one of the 7 legacy projects?
So we're not moving forward with those. We have the main 7, which are more commodity focused, which is where, a lot of Roy and Shad's effort and our time is focused. Will we allow for someone that has any of those tokens swap them into a new token like BGLD, or I would imagine yes. I don't see any reason why somebody who has some of those tokens, if they want to swap them into the 7 projects we're moving forward with, I'm pretty sure that would be very welcomed. But we're not planning to launch those that you've mentioned on the Chrysalis platform.
Got it. Another few charged for the debt licenses, debt NFT, and debt. Do you think, are there any rewards associated with those, or they would be swept out with Chrysalis too, and there will be no use of debt license, debt NFT?
So debt in itself as a token, yeah. As I said, everything will be moved into Chris and Chrysalis, so it will be totally swapped over. All of the rewards, all of the frequency of rewards remain exactly the same. It's just coming out in Chris, CHRS token. So yes, it works the same, but no, they will not be debt tokens. And again, they're all swappable into the new platform for anyone that wants to.
And do people need to do anything, or is it like the same airdrop that we talked about in the last AMA?
Be one for Chris. Have we discussed exactly the mechanism, Chris? Are we going to airdrop people? Is there going to be a sort of swap? I'm not 100% sure. Chris, are you aware? Have we discussed how we are going to? Are we going to airdrop? It's something we've done before, so possibly, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I think we'll probably do the same as we did with VEX, right? We'll just we'll airdrop the tokens and then we'll stake them for people.
mhm.
Which yeah works fine. There's this um obviously the other option is we airdrop the new tokens and people stake them themselves. I mean, those are the only two options. I think on balance it's just much easier for everybody if we stake the tokens for them.
Yeah.
But
A little bit different to EEX in the fact that you can unstake and move in and out of each token as and when you please. So there is a little difference, and obviously, you know, there's going to be an interface, guys, similar to before, just with the new Chris platform, where you're going to be able to fully manage and control that yourself as well. Perhaps, you know, once we are in the position over the next few weeks, perhaps we can, you know, have like a vote, what people feel is easier. There might be some people that do want to have full control. If they want us to stake them, we're perfectly happy to. We can create, you know, a quick automation script our end and stake if people would like to. And of course, you're always going to have that interface to manage it yourself. But yeah, perhaps we can go out to the community, ask people what they feel is the most convenient way for them. As and when that's there, we'll happily conform to and try to be as personal as we can to everybody. Some of you, as I said, might have different views. So let's cross that hurdle and discuss it with the community over the next few weeks when the platform is audited, tested, and up.
Mhm. Okay. Well,
There are several ways. Yeah.
yes. Okay. The next new question, even in the comment sections right now, is when do we add liquidity, and what the relisting prices for of all the tokens and Chrysalis token?
So as like the previous model in where once our purchase, we also have quite a lot of
it's the
itinerary
whole
guys
platform and the
from,
entire community structure and business model is to create right long-term growth in the project value, in the token value. That will be
yeah,
the sort of most new things there is exploring the community, what tools to go and evangelize what's going on, which obviously again will drive the price up, greater interest. Was it that Shad says? Bring more sales. So that's really the main focus. To more.
Okay. I have no more. Um, I think just a suggestion to Chris from James that you need a silent retreat because you look tired to the community.
Chris has been putting in very, very long hours, guys, to get this up. So much respect.
Okay. With that thought, I think I can wrap up this AMA session. Uh, guys, I'll give you few quick points of what we talked in this AMA is right now we are developing and testing the whole system for Earth Exchange as well as Chrysalis. We have an inaugural fund of 10,000 USD for carbon credits in some jurisdictions. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
we are partnering up with
Yep.
fourth country for carbon offsets. All the
Mm-hmm.
liquidity for all the coins will be put starting with Create Exchange, and yeah, because we might be starting some new projects in Africa soon. So
Mm-hmm.
thank you all for joining us in the AMA. Thanks Alexander, thanks Christopher for joining us here and answering the community questions. Also guys, we will be having regular AMAs at the same time every Sunday, so make sure to tune in. Thank you.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
some of the things just to add, guys, as well, just so you know, there's some plans our end to also start doing more video content.
yeah,
So we are right now strategizing about some of the ways to do that. For example, and I'm happy to share some of those ideas with you. Um, Obviously, we'll take some dedication and time to create good video content, which we're very keen on doing. Um, some of the discussions we've had are, for example, if you were to take Earth Exchange or some of the other projects, is to have interviews, industry-specific interviews. We're going to try and target not just our own projects and have discussions about those and updates, video content anyone can view anytime, any new member can view anytime. So that is in the pipeline to create, Nishant, with you and CoreMate. Um, yeah, and have some sort of industry interviews with leaders, world leaders, some interesting discussions, some learning bites. We're also in discussions with, I won't give names right now, but we are in discussion with a education network. I've been discussing with them to give discounts, special discounts for our members. They've got a lot of educational content that you guys, for any that are interested, any courses that are with them, you'll get a discount from us. So they're from all kinds of stuff like wallet protection, blockchain information, smart contract information. It's pretty robust. They're a large group. So we're also aiming to do that. Giving that a specific timeline is hard to say right now because it's literally been a movement that we've had internal discussions about. And as I said, we'll take some time to get set up. It'll be something we'll do, Nishant, with you guys. So that's also coming, which is cool. And I hope people will enjoy some more video content because I like video content. It's nice to see everybody as well and have some visuals.
definitely. Thanks. Those are the new updates even for me. And yeah, a lot of new partnerships coming in. That's good to hear.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely. And we're going to try and be a lot more. We're not. There's no pride in ownership and authorship, as we say. So we're also keen on developing some of our strategic partnerships within the Web3 space as well. And the reason for that, really, guys, is to tap into each other's communities, bring new members, share. Um, and again, nothing that I can say cast in stone yet, just a strategy that we'll look to push forward as and when the platform's up and running. And we'll be targeting key communities that are in line and in sync with our core values, RWA, and also others as well. So um, that will also be something we'll start to push forward
mhm.
in the short future.
That's good to hear. With those words, I think I can wrap up this AMA, guys. Thank you all for joining us. Thanks, Alexander. Thanks, Christopher, for answering all the community questions. As I said, we will be having these regular AMAs every Sunday on the same time. and I will be sharing the recording of this AMA so you can hear to it later. Thanks everyone. Have a good day ahead.